better bring it if we debating going toe to toe. No holding back, I'm speaking the facts. Let me introduce you to the dopest show. NerdyD and Milwaukee Mike, bringing the energy. If you a fan of wrestling and especially WWE, this is the Casual Wrestling Show. Casual Wrestling Show. We got opinions, we letting them know. Casual Wrestling Show. Hey, ain't no holding back.
What's up, guys? It is Tuesday, April 23rd. This is the Casual Wrestling Show. I am NerdyD, joined as always by the co-host of the show, Milwaukee Mike. We are switching up the format a little bit this week. Mike, we're going to give AEW another shot. We're going to add in an AEW segment to the show. But outside of that, guys, you can expect more casual Raw and SmackDown analysis and the introduction of the official, unofficial Casual Wrestling Men's Power Rankings. Before we get started, Mike, let's tell everybody this Friday, we are going to be hosting the Casual Wrestling Live Draft Watch-Along Special. I think we start about 15 minutes before the show so we can go over, just kind of our predictions and things like that. And then we'll run it as long as we feel like going. That's kind of how I'm going to lay that out. But, Mike, I got to make a big announcement before we start. Before we get going here today, we got an email yesterday. And I think I didn't share this with you because I think we need to share this with everybody at the same time. Triple H emailed me and let me know. He sent me an official document. I'll put it up on the screen so everybody can see it. But officially, I can say I am now unofficially, the YouTube WWE podcast ambassador for Friday Night SmackDown. I'd like to put that there. But I'd like to go on to say that there was a second follow-up email, Mike. And that one was for you. And Triple H, the COO or CCO, told me that you are now the official ambassador for Monday Night Raw, which unfortunately kind of makes us enemies at this point. I don't know how friendly this relationship can be anymore. But saying that, on our draft special, you'll be representing Monday Night Raw. I'll be representing Friday Night SmackDown and the picks made by Nick Aldis. And anybody who wants to kind of take sides in the comment section of the video, either hashtag Team SmackDown or hashtag Raw Sucks. That's what you could put down there.
I think it'll be the other way around, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
All right, enough bullshit, Mike. It was good Monday Night Raw. Not going to lie. Yeah. We had a good Monday Night Raw. New champions, new rivalries. With that being said, SmackDown's going to take all your good people this Friday, so I'm not real worried about what you have to say, but why don't you break down for everybody and let them know what made Raw special this week?
Yeah, so I think, the big topic of the week this week was the Women's Battle Royal for the World Women's Championship. And, Becky won, and personally, I'm happy that she did win. I don't think it was the right decision to let Liv win yet.
Okay.
Now, keep emphasis on yet.
Okay.
I think what happened was Rhea Ripley got hurt. It threw a curveball in the plans. I think there was a story already set for Liv, right?
Okay.
So how do we continue down that path, right? Well, let's give it to Becky Lynch, right? They faced that Mania. It seems like a good person to kind of put the strap on as kind of a placeholder for the time being. She can go against some other heels while the story for Liv Morgan continues to build while Rhea's away, right?
Okay.
So my thing was kind of like a cut and paste kind of situation with Becky and Rhea, right? As I mentioned, I think Liv has a story laid out. I think obviously we've seen a tease with her and Dom. I think there's going to be some Judgment Day involvement. I think, if I had to make predictions, I would say that she's going to try and weasel her way into Judgment Day.
Interesting.
Try and take over Rhea's place in Dom's life.
Like it.
So then when Rhea comes back, there's a whole lot of mess to fight for, right? Dom, Judgment Day, the title. I think it all makes sense, right? And I think the end game, there's going to be some kind of a tie between Becky, Liv, and Rhea. I don't know how the title kind of gets dispersed from that point, but I think leading up to it, I think Becky's going to go her separate way for now. I think Liv's going to go her separate way with the Judgment Day, and then we'll kind of meet back in the middle. But I think that's the biggest story and takeaway I had from Monday Night Raw.
So I'm with you. 100%. Love everything you said except one thing, Mike. One thing that bothers me. I had an epiphany this week, and there's one thing that bothers me. I'm fucking done with Becky Lynch. I'm done. I don't need more Becky. Everything you said is beautiful. You laid it out beautifully. Cut and paste. Insert new person. But why did it have to be Becky? I just am fatigued by Becky at this point. I honestly thought, Mike, after WrestleMania that she was going to go home and tend to her husband's wounds, and we weren't going to see them for a while. And I thought that was a good thing. I thought we were going to get a break from Becky Lynch, and instead reinsert her right back into the title picture. I understand how it makes sense. I just don't love it. I think that this is one of those opportunities where you can insert somebody else, another babyface who needs a little bit of a push, and do the same thing. Because I agree with you 100%. This is all leading down the line to this babyface, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan. And I honestly think that Liv Morgan is going to get a title run in the near future. And I'm going to tell you something, Mike, second epiphany I had, I'm not mad at it. What I watched on Monday Night Raw, seeing Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch one-on-one at the end of that match, she held her own. Liv Morgan held her own. Now, keep the microphone away from her because she can't talk for shit. But in the ring, she held her own with Becky Lynch, and I'm okay. She did enough to put me. I'll be a Liv Morgan Revenge Tour groupie. I'll join the Stan Club. Not for the same reasons as the IWC, but I have to admit, when I see somebody progress to a point where I go, oh, she took this time off and she did what she needed to do, and we're seeing a little bit of a different version of Liv Morgan. Now, I'm gonna tell you, Mike, the problem is Nick Aldis he sees these same things, and if Adam Pearce is over here and he's fucking things up, we'll just swoop her up and take her to SmackDown. We'll take Liv Morgan to SmackDown. We can do that. Liv Morgan sleeper top 5 pick for SmackDown on Friday. That's what I'm calling.
I think you're going to have to try a little bit harder on that one. I think you're going to have to try a bit harder. I think you're joining the fan club of the opposite show. So just be prepared. Be prepared to be let down.
But outside of Liv Morgan, Mike, to me, this felt like your typical Monday Night Raw pre-draft show. You got to just kind of keep the motor running. You can't do too much because we know Friday we're going to get everything mixed up. We got your boy Gable out there trying to keep the dream alive. He's doing the best he can to stay above water. I guess he's a heel, but he's kind of keeping the band together. I don't mind seeing kind of a heel Alpha Academy, at least for a minute until they decide that they're done with him. But I kind of like what they did there with that, leaving it a little more open-ended than just, I'm a bad guy now. It's a little more like I'm conflicted. I liked that. I think your boy Gunther showed that boy's pretty nasty on a microphone. Somehow he convinced me that losing the Intercontinental Championship was a good thing.
Yeah,
I'm out here like, yeah, brother, I get it. We can't be strapped down by that title anymore. We got bigger things we need to move on to. I like the Imperium turn. I know everybody says that Da Vinci is the real deal in the ring. I don't know. I don't see it.
Right.
I've heard the rumblings that we're making room for Ilya to come up and join Imperium. I like that move. I think that makes sense. Too. So I think, like you got a lot of good stuff going on, Raw. I apologize that some of that's going to move over to SmackDown starting next week, and you can watch it on the Blue brand.
We'll see where the cards fall, but I'm feeling pretty confident.
All right, so then let's talk about the brand that actually matters. Let's talk about SmackDown. Let's talk. Right. Let's let the casual fans know why SmackDown was the superior brand last week. And I'll start off by saying, guys, as long as the Bloodline is part of SmackDown, you can take everybody. You can have Cody Rhodes, Liv Morgan, John Cena, The Undertaker, anybody. As long as the Bloodline is on SmackDown, SmackDown's cinema. It's not wrestling, Mike. It's cinema. It's watching a movie. I'm going every week. I'm getting 2 hours of Marvel, of Disney, of whatever your favorite, insert your favorite movie. That's what I'm watching. And I don't know, man. I don't know if anybody noticed because The Rock and Roman did their thing at WrestleMania, but our boy Solo Sikoa got a little bit of a personality. He's handling. We thought, oh man, we're in trouble. We thought Jimmy was going to have to save us. We thought, oh, Jay's going to have to come back. No. Solo has stepped up and done what he's needed to do. And he's got an MFT. Mike, what is an MFT?
I have no idea.
I looked it up on the internet. I can't figure out what an MFT is. Well, I mean, what?
Zero idea.
I did everything. But what I do know is this is starting to feel like this has transitioned almost into a Samoan Mafia level movie.
Yeah.
There's levels to this. Solo coming out in a suit and stuff. I don't think we realized how deep this Bloodline shit was. I think a lot of us, like me, thought after Philadelphia, this was the end. Roman's gone, The Rock's gonna leave, and we're gonna be left to pick up the pieces. Sorry to burst the bubble of the IWC, but we're just getting started with the Bloodline stuff. There are levels to this SmackDown shit, Mike, and the Bloodline have zero chance of moving to Monday Night Raw. This started on SmackDown. We're gonna finish this on SmackDown. I can promise you that.
Well, you know, I'll give it to you. The Bloodline has been intriguing. It's been the most intriguing storyline of the modern era. But let's break it down. SmackDown has 0 titles really right now at the picture.
No
They
lie.
have
No lie.
No United States
You're
titles.
not lying.
The tag titles, they look beautiful, but who the straps are on? Cody Rhodes, what brand is he going to be on? We'll see. Bailey.
Don't do this to me.
Kind of underwhelming so far, but I'll give you your flowers on the bloodline situation, right? Solo has definitely stepped up and shown personality. I think the year and change that he's spent alongside the bloodline and kind of soaking it all in is definitely showing up right now on the big screen. It kind of makes you wonder, right? The bloodline situation, you have to kind of start thinking, this might go another 2 to 3 WrestleMania.
Man.
Because you might have a Solo Roman match.
Yeah.
You might have a Solo Rock match.
Yeah.
Is The Rock really behind Solo's turn here? Or is Solo doing this by himself? There's a lot of questions. And, we have Jacob Fatu still lingering around, getting rumored to be, showing up maybe in the next week or so. Tama, I'm not messing with that dude.
Bro.
I'm not. That dude is like a freak on steroids and cocaine at the same time. I'm not trying to touch that. But no, it's definitely intriguing. It's definitely took a turn that I didn't expect coming. I thought that it was going to kind of get a little stale. Yeah. They found a way. Triple H found a way. That creative team found a way, and I'll give you props on that. But that's about as far as SmackDown's getting at this point.
And I'll be honest, Netflix is going to take this shit from me. Netflix is going to take this shit. This has got Netflix written all over it, aren't they? They're going to take the bloodline from me, and they're going to leave me with like Cody and a couple other guys like that. Oh, shit. I'll tell you though, Mike, go for it. If
they were smart, they would take Solo's bloodline and The Rock's bloodline or Roman's bloodline, split them on 2 different shows.
And let them.
I think that's let them kind of do their thing. And that's where I would go. But the best bloodline's gonna be on Raw. So
all right. So I'm putting together a bingo card right now for Friday. I'm telling you right now. I'm calling my shot. SmackDown, we're getting Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Cody Rhodes, Bloodline, The Pride, and Tiffany Stratton. That's my shot. I'm calling my shot. I don't think we're getting any of those, but that's what I want. That's my dream.
Yeah, I'm writing them down. I'll send my thoughts to Adam Pearce. We'll make something happen.
You make it happen?
Yeah, we'll make something happen.
All right, Mike. So it's come to my attention. I get messages every day from different people. Some people telling us how good we are. They love our show. Keep going, guys. Keep doing your thing. Then I get a bunch of messages that tell us we're WWE fanboys. We're WWE drones. All we talk about is WWE. And despite what me and you keep seeing on TV every week, there's 300 people in the stands. Apparently, there's more people on the internet that are still interested in AEW. And they want us to talk about AEW. So starting this week, Mike, we're going to implement a mandatory casual wrestling. We have to say one nice thing about AEW every week. Specifically, I think we can direct these things to Tony Khan because he's had some rough days lately. It's been rough for Tony lately. So I think we should, some affirmations to make him feel better. This podcast definitely needs to be more fair and balanced. I think we've been, we'll step it up, guys. We apologize for that. So do you want to start or do you want me to start this week?
I can start it off.
Go for it.
Yeah. So I think, what I'll say about AEW is this, right? Their weekly television kind of struggles, and the building of storylines is not great with AEW. Now, I'll afford Tony Khan the time to make mistakes, but I got to see him correcting them as well, right?
Yeah.
And there's bits and pieces that you see that he does well, and there's bits and pieces that he's like, well, that was kind of underwhelming. The one thing that I think they do correctly and right is their pay-per-views.
Okay.
I think their cards are very well stacked. I think the matches are very well produced and choreographed. That Daniel Bryan and Will Ospreay match, I did catch the full match on Twitter or X as they call it now. It was a hell of a match. I will absolutely tip my cap to that. There was definitely a lot of good things that came from the pay-per-view, and I think if you're Tony Khan and you're smart, you would ride the momentum of that and keep it going, right? I think Tony Khan's biggest issue is that he doesn't keep his ear to the creative team. I think he has his ways. He wants what he wants done. He's got his little action figures and toys that he wants to insert into his play ring, and he runs with it. If he's smart, he'll listen to other people and he'll ride this thing out because honestly, they have a good roster. And as much as I knock AEW, the product could be something where it would be more intriguing for me to watch. But again, I need more storylines to follow, and they need to be more intriguing. And I need to be able to understand what's going on and get an introduction to these talents. But yeah, I would say that the pay-per-views that they throw on are definitely the high point. And if they could build off of that, perfect.
Okay, so I think we're pretty in line on this situation. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to address Tony Khan and say, Dear Mr. Khan, I don't have anything nice to say this week. I apologize. But what I'm going to do for you is, as a program, as the Casual Wrestling program, I'm going to make a promise to you, Tony. As the official YouTube ambassadors for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, I think that it is our duty to give Tony Khan 90 days. I'm going to give him 90 days of my time. I'm going to give him 90 days of my undivided attention. I'm going to forget all his past shenanigans, all his past transgressions, all the mishandling of some of my favorite superstars, and I'm going to wipe the slate clean, grab one of those Men in Black taser things, flash my face, and pretend like I've never seen AEW before. And for 90 days starting today, that means Thursday, May 23rd, Mike, I'm going to have a press conference where we sit down and we announce whether or not this show going forward will continue to cover AEW or not. 90 days. He has 90 days. Whatever, I'm going to start watching. I will watch. I promise to watch Wednesdays. I don't know that I can watch Saturdays every week, but I'll watch Dynamite every week, and I will, unbiased, come back each week and try to find the good in the show. And after 90 days, hopefully, Mike, you join me on this journey. We can either officially say that, hey, we found the good, it's a good alternative, or we can completely erase it from the channel and just pretend like it doesn't exist. So that's my promise to Tony Khan going forward.
I'm good on that. I'll second that.
Awesome. All right. So last thing we have here today is we're going to start a new unofficial, official casual wrestling power rankings. And each week, starting this week, we're going to do it a little differently because we got to establish our list first. So we're going to kind of go back and forth and establish the list. But starting next week, each week we'll have 2 moves each. You can move someone up, you can move someone down, you can introduce a new number 10, or you can veto the other person's move. And so each week we'll be able to do that. And then I'm going to work on a system where the fans can vote on one move as well. So they can move our list around as well. And we'll see how it works. It's probably going to take some tinkering to make it work exactly right. But so this week, Mike, the official, unofficial casual wrestling power rankings, we're just going to go back and forth, 10 names. We kind of established beforehand that we wanted to, it's not just based off wins and losses and who's on TV each week. It's a broader picture of what's going on in wrestling. So it's based on character, TV time, wins and losses, and things like that. We're going to start with singles men. Then we'll probably grow to a women's list and a tag team list. Let's test it out. So do you want to go first? Drop the number 1? Do you want me to drop number 1?
I could drop it.
Okay, drop number 1 for me.
I think I got a pretty persuasive one. Number 1, Solo Sikoa.
Bro, interesting. I like it. Starting off spicy right out the gate.
The change, the taking charge.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I didn't have him one on my list, but let's stir the pot right off the bat. So 2, I'll go Cody Rhodes then. I had Cody 1 on my list, but I like where you're going.
See, I had Cody 6, but I'm good with him being 2.
I'm just still coming off of the high of WrestleMania, I think.
Okay.
And so it's flooding over into, I get he hasn't wrestled, but I still there's still some momentum. You just beat the guy who had the title for 7 years. Yeah, in my head, he's still got enough momentum. I think coming out of the draft when we're a little more established, we'll figure out where, what the plan is for him. But that's why I had at 2. So who you got 3?
Gotcha. I'm going to go Sami Zayn.
Nice. Okay.
Sami Zayn. I think, the WrestleMania win, he's had a good match, against Gable. He had a good match. I believe, who did he face the week prior? I can't remember.
Wasn't Bronson, was it Big Bronson?
I can't remember, but he's had 2 matches after Mania. So he's hot. He's got momentum.
Okay.
I think he's considered Sami Zayn.
Okay, Sami Zayn. Then I'm going to go Gunther.
Okay.
Because of what he convinced me with in his promo last night. Simply for that reason. There was a part of me that was like, okay, you come off of 666 days. What are we going to do? He just turned the attention and moved on. Imperium's still interesting. I think Gunther's my 4. What you got at 5?
I'm going to go Jey Uso.
Like it.
I'm going to go Jey Uso. He's riding a high momentum right now. Hard to argue that.
I like it. Okay. What are we at? 6? I'm going to go Drew McIntyre.
Okay, yeah, I'm right there with you.
And I know based on wins and losses, that's not going to be popular, but I still think he's holding my attention. He's still relevant, losing the title. He was a champion. We can't take that away from him. He was a champion. I mean, if it was 5 minutes, he was a champion. He's one of a few guys who's been a champion in the last couple weeks.
Yep.
I'm with you on that. So we're at number 7?
Yep. I'm going to go Sheamus. 2 matches back to back. Had a nice little encounter with Drew.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put him in the top 10.
I like it, Mike. I like it.
Yeah.
I like where your head's at. Because I had some very generic names on this list, and now I go, no, we're gonna have fun. Like we're doing this right. And hey,
got to.
How does Sheamus look like he lost already 10 pounds?
The man.
By next week, he'll be back to looking like old Sheamus. Like I don't know what he's doing, but bro looked incredible. All right, so I got to look at my list now because a lot of these names have gone. Who's left here? People are going to hate me for this, but number 8, I'm going to put CM Punk because he continues to stay relevant. The crowd is still chanting his name, and we can move him off in the next couple weeks if he doesn't show back up. But number 8, I'm putting CM Punk just because every time Drew gets in the ring, they chant CM Punk. He's coming off an interview. He's finding ways to stay relevant. So number 9. I mean,
you could go either way with that. I'm gonna go AJ Styles. Okay. I'm gonna go AJ Styles. He got the number 1 contendership. You know, I think that's got to count for something. It's got to count for something. And we'll see what the storyline turns out to be. I think it's gonna be a 2 pay-per-view storyline, but we'll see what ends up happening.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna go 10 Ricochet. I think he's headed for the Speed Championship, which is interesting. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's going to hold any weight in WWE being the Speed, but I think based on those little I think he's set up perfectly to be the Speed Champion. And if that title looks good and he comes out on Monday Night Raw, it may get people's attention. He may climb the ladder doing it that way. So 10, I'm going. All right, so we've got Solo 1, Cody Rhodes 2, Sami Zayn 3, Gunther 4, Jey Uso 5, Drew 6, Sheamus 7, Punk 8, Styles 9, Ricochet 10. I got to tell you, I didn't come prepared. I didn't know the level of sauce you were bringing.
So I think we might have dropped the ball on one person.
Who's that?
We didn't put Damian Priest in the top 10.
Holy shit, we didn't. And I have him 2 on my list. I just kept skipping over him.
I had him in my list. He was coming up, but we didn't get him in there.
Well, do we want to make a last minute call here? I'm okay making a quick change. I could.
I would think CM Punk for Damian Priest.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm perfectly fine.
Okay.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay. We got to have a world champion.
No, I'm perfectly fine with that. I looked when I was looking for a name. I had CM Punk as like an extra. I kept glancing over Damian Priest. He was 2 on my list, so I'm perfectly fine with that. All right, so we're then Solo Sikoa, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Gunther, Jey Uso, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Damian Priest, AJ Styles, Ricochet. Next week, we'll have the option to move those around. I like that.
That's solid.
But this has been another episode of the Casual Wrestling Podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe. Join the Discord if you don't already. Follow us on social media if you don't already. But Mike, little new thing we're going to do now. Before we get out of here, it is time for one last hot take we're calling the final bell. Go ahead and drop me your last hot take before we get out of here.
Hook should 100% test free agency and hop over to WWE. I think him being in the NXT system, getting the proper training, I think he connects very well with millennials with his style and his demeanor. And I think he could be a really big star in the WWE.
All right, I'm not scanning any more fucking QR codes. I'm done. Sorry. Stop glitching the screen. I'm excited that Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy are coming, but I'm done. No more scavenger hunts, not following rabbits, not following deer. Don't need blobs, don't need my TV messing up. Last time it led to the Dark Lights Mountain Dew match. Cool. Fool me once, WWE, not doing it again. You guys just let me know when they're here, and I'll be ready, and I'll pay attention. That's it. Tune in next week, guys.
Better bring it if we debating going toe to toe. No holding back, I'm speaking the facts. Let me introduce you to the dopest show. NerdyD and Milwaukee Mike, bringing the energy. If you a fan of wrestling and especially WWE, this is the Casual Wrestling Show. casual wrestling show. We got opinions.